Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. I'm Nick. It's Tuesday. It's time to talk about some new releases coming out this Friday, February 10th. There's about 400 albums coming out total. I got 8 on my list today, though. There's a bunch of links down below. Make sure you go check those out. There's links for the Vinyl Den Facebook group, for our merch page, for the Spotify and Apple Music weekly playlist that we put together, and also the Patreon page. So make sure to go check all that out. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me the old thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new episodes. So like I said in the intro, there's about 400 albums coming out this week. I got 8 that I'm going to talk about on the list today. So if there's something I don't talk about today, make sure you drop me a comment down below. Let me know what else you're looking forward to. And also, of these 8 albums I'm going to talk about, if there's something you're not able to find in your local record store, I'll drop links down below. All these will be available online. The first one on the list today, I think, is kind of the big release for this week. I know my local record store is doing giveaways for signed posters. I think they got flexi discs available also. But, of course, there's the new album from Paramore, This Is Why. It's their 6th studio album. There is a couple of different versions of this that are going to be available, including a indie exclusive that's going to be clear. It's going to run you about $26, which I don't think is a bad price for a new album. This is their first album in about 6 years. I did like the first lead single off of this album, This Is Why. I actually thought it was a pretty good track. I'll definitely stream this. I'm not the biggest Paramore fan. I do like one or two of their albums, but I guess they're probably one of those bands I need to kind of dig into a little bit more. So I'll definitely check that one out when it gets released. This week you've also got the reissue for Bjork's new album. I guess not really a new album anymore. Came out in September of last year. Her 10th studio album, Fossora, I think is how you pronounce it. She was actually just nominated for a couple of Grammy Awards, which I don't think she actually won, but this is her 10th album. Same with Paramore. I'm not a big Bjork fan. I like some of the stuff that she did in the late part of the 90s. There's some stuff in the early part of the 2000s I like a track here or there, but nothing I really kind of, really got into. But so I definitely need to check that album out. It's going to run you $32 online if you're interested in the album. Fossora is it's kind of a different album. It's kind of largely inspired by the death of her mother back in 2018. A lot of it was recorded during the pandemic, so there's a lot of themes about loss and isolation. It's an interesting album from what I've heard of it. I've only heard, I think, 2 tracks off of it, so I definitely need to kind of go back and dig into that one. And then you've also got the new album from last year. It's another one of those where it's getting released several months after it came out digitally and on CD. But this is Post Malone's new album, 12 Carat Toothache, released in June of last year. It's his 4th studio album. There's a couple of different versions of this going to be available also. It's going to run you $46 online. A lot of those rap albums tend to be a little more pricier. It's one of those things I guess I'm kind of getting used to now. But this is going to be on red and black marble vinyl. It's a double LP. Like I said, I think this is the first time it's been available on vinyl. I haven't seen it anywhere else. It's not listed on Discogs, but I guess somebody could drop me a comment if it's actually been released previously. But this one reached number 2 on the Billboard 200. It was a big album when it came out. It's one that, another one of those albums where I've only heard, I think, 3 or 4 tracks off of this, but I like a lot of what I heard. The last couple of Post Malone albums I've really been into, so I'm definitely looking forward to that one. This next one I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of laughs about, but this is Rockabye Baby, Lullaby Renditions of Eminem. It's the first time it's ever been available on vinyl. It's going to run you $24 online. I got into some of the stuff over the last couple of years. I picked up the Lullaby renditions of Blink-182 for Record Store Day last year and got a big kick out of it. I thought it was really funny. It's $24 is not a terrible price for I guess one of those kind of gimmicky kind of albums. But some of these Lullaby albums have actually gotten quite collectible over the last several years. So this is 12 of Eminem's biggest tracks. I'll check it out. If I can pick up a copy in store, I probably will grab one just because, like I said, I'm a big Eminem fan, just like I'm a big Blink-182 fan. So it's one of those albums that even though I guess there's kind of a novelty effect to it, but I'll definitely check that one out. And then you got the Rolling Stones. I guess this is GRRR Live, GRRR. But this is a live album from 2012. It's a triple LP. There's 23 tracks on this. It's going to run you $60 online though, so it's kind of a hefty price if you're a big Rolling Stones fan. It's probably worth checking out. But this is a recording from their 50th anniversary tour back in 2012, 2013. This is a December 15th, 2012 show in Newark. There's a bunch of great features on here. You get the Black Keys, Lady Gaga, John Mayer, Bruce Springsteen, just a big long list of some great musicians that joined the stage with Rolling Stones on this one. So, like I said, for $60, I'm not going to pick it up, but if you're a big Rolling Stones fan, you know, it's probably worth checking out. It looks like a great package that they put together for this release. And the last three on the list are all from a band that I've actually just recently got into over probably the last year or two. The band is Pierce the Veil. They're one of those post-hardcore, I guess, I don't know, it's kind of a hard way to describe the band, but they've got some punk influence, they got some emo influence, some hardcore influence. They're a band that, I definitely say if you haven't checked them out, definitely, I think they're a band worth checking out if you're a rock fan. But a lot of great stuff that they put out. I think their first album came out back in 2007, but they got their new album coming out this week, plus they got two reissues of some older stuff. The new album is The Jaws of Life. It's their fifth studio album. It's their first studio album since 2016, which was Misadventures, which is also getting reissued this week. And this is the first album without Mike Fuentes on drums, so it's maybe kind of a different sound than what they've had previously. But I'm definitely interested in this album. It's going to run you about $23 online. I think there's also a couple of different versions of this. I think there's don't quote me on this, but I think there might be a Walmart exclusive of this. There's maybe it's Urban Outfitters. There's some big box store that's doing an exclusive of this release, and it's supposed to be more of like a melodic kind of album. They said there's that they were heavily influenced on some 90s grunge for this album, so I'm really excited to check this one out. I think this is going to be a really good album. Then you've also got, like I said, you got Misadventures being reissued. Original release back in 2016. It was their fourth studio album. This is on silver and red splatter. It's going to be an indie exclusive. I see a couple of stores actually have already sold out of this one, but this was a huge album when it was first released. A lot of critical acclaim for this one. Reached number 4 on the Billboard 200. So $27 online. It's not a bad price if you're interested in this band. And then the last one is their third studio album, Collide with the Sky. It was released back in 2012. This is also going to be an indie exclusive on Aqua Vinyl. It's going to run you $28 online. It wasn't as popular as Misadventures was. I think this only reached number 20 on the Billboard 200, but it's still kind of a bigger album. I think when you see rock albums get up into the top 20, top 30 on the Billboard 200, I think it's always a great thing to see. So, like I said, if you're not familiar with Pierce the Veil, with any of these albums, I highly recommend checking them out. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Like I said, there's about 400 titles coming out this week. I only talked about 8. And of those 8, I'm definitely going to stream the Paramore one and check it out. Same with that Bjork album, which I do need to go back and look at that. The Post Malone album, $46 is kind of pricey for me. If I can get it a little cheaper, I'll grab that one. But, I'm definitely looking forward to those Pierce the Veil albums also. But let me know what you guys are looking forward to. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me the old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. And that's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.